Hi, I'm Vince Weston. I thought I'd do a quick update since it's been quite a while since I've posted anything on my progress on my classic Lincoln Continental, which is a 1941 Lincoln Continental by Monogram. Let's see, this is actually the fourth release, which actually uses the original box art. It was released, this kit that I have is released in 1994. The original was 1996 from what I can gather. There were two more, one I believe in 88, and jeepers, I think there might be a later one in 97 actually. But I'll put up a couple pictures of the other box art at the end here just to make sure I'm clear on the history in case you're looking for one of these. They were all released in the color of the box art, a matter of fact. This one being blue, which I think is supposed to be Zephyr blue, and there was a buff colored one and a black one. That were the releases. So anyway, here's kind of a quick update on where I'm at. I'll just pan this down a little bit and hopefully we can get somewhere. I was kind of hoping to get into get it into the booth this weekend, but that didn't quite work out. The one thing I have finished was the engine, and hopefully I can get this to focus. Maybe I'm too close, who knows. Anyway, I've wired the engine into the rails. These rails across the top are part of the kit, and in the original V12 flathead, the wires went up into these rails and down. So I've made that. From pictures I've seen. Let's see, I'll turn around that way. Hopefully some of this will be in focus. I've tried to use the stock colors. It kind of, the engine is supposed to be a dull green, but this is kind of a mix I made up of crafted acrylic, ivy green, some white, and another green I had to see if I could get it pretty close. One of the things I found really interesting in this engine, actually, because at first I thought it was a mistake, was the exhaust. Sorry if I'm wobbling a little. As you can see, there's 4 pipes, and this is a V12. But if anybody knows anything about flathead V8s, they had 3 pipes, and I guess that's because of firing order. That way it was only, they would share the exhaust ports, and the 12 does the same thing. I've actually found a picture of an engine showing the exhaust, and that was the actual exhaust was 4. One of the stranger things too is that it wraps around the bottom and comes out the other side into the exhaust pipe. So that's the manifolds. Typical of flatheads, the hoses that go to the radiator, sorry, I'm losing track of myself, are on the top here. So that's part of that. One of the side parts that's missing, well, the oil filter comes out here. I shouldn't be pointing with big fat fingers and little tiny parts. Comes out about there. That's sitting on the bench still waiting to be done. One of the things I did do when I wired it was I actually painted the spark plugs back in with a real tiny little bit of brass, because I noticed there was actually no boots originally, no rubber boots. It was just like copper clips so I put them in brass to make them look a little darker. So that's the engine. That's complete. I'm pretty happy about getting that finished at least. One of the things that's taken me a lot of time has been the mold lines. There hasn't been a lot of flash, but there have been several mold lines. So that had to be taken care of. One of the things, there was a couple of sinkholes, and I'm shaking, sorry, in the body right there. I think that's because of the injection having to go across here, so it sank on both sides. So I cleaned those up with a little putty. The chassis had some sinkholes and some rough spots and some things, so I cleaned that up with a little bit of putty, and that's where that's at. The latest thing I've done before I figured it was time to paint was I built myself some hinges. These are actually just regular old paper clips and some plastic round tubing on the inside, and I cut a couple of slices on either side. One thing I discovered, and one of them's kind of uncooperative, was that triangular hinges or triangular hoods are a little bit tougher to do than squares, especially since I have a piece that has to go in here for the heating system. So I was kind of wanted to keep these to the outside. So there's the plastic. I sanded them kind of flat just to give them a more squared off look. It was round tube. And then I've put in a couple of small struts here. I actually did that earlier, which were to represent the supports that were in the hood. There's a couple of horns that'll go over here, beep beep horns that'll go over into this area, and hopefully I can make them fit still. I might have to do some trimming, but that's where the Continental had its horns, was under the hood. So, like I said, this is, the standard method of making hinges, but except I used paper clips. I just I used the round end of them, twisted them to be where I needed them, and then of course, since it's a triangular hood, I had to pin them in a little bit. It's a little tricky getting it on there, but it shouldn't be that big a deal. I've done it 3 or 4 times so far. So that's kind of the update on that. One other thing, as Chris from Classic Plastic would probably know, I keep threatening to do a figure kit. So as my latest update of something, it's a one piece kit that I've built. Well, yeah, I think it originally came out of China. It's called, let's see if I can get this lined up a little better. There we go. Oop. I'm going to have to back up a little more. The Crouching Gnome. Okay. He was a one-piece resin, and as you can see, he's a crouching gnome. Okay, so you caught me once again. This is actually something I had out in the yard. It is a resin piece. He was starting to look a little old. He's been out in my yard for about 20 years. So I brought him in, and I've used actually some craft acrylics to fix up his flesh and everything and tone him up a little bit more, including his hat, which was looking a little peaked. So it wasn't so much as I actually painted him from raw, but that's my figure kit that I've gotten to so far. All right. So anyway, that's about all I've been up to for like the last month, outside of watching videos and kind of commenting on videos and doing that normal YouTube stuff. I wished I had gotten some more done on this, on the Continental, but unfortunately it's that season. So, you know, everybody's busy, and I just haven't gotten a lot of bench time. Anyway, I guess I'm rambling enough. I don't want to make this too long. Hopefully within the next couple of days I will get this into the booth. I do have all the other parts prepared also. I've got my rear end put together, and parts of the front end are done, which I didn't want to do completely because of the way they go into make the tie rods and things like that. But I'll show you that once I get them kind of in color, because the white will be awful tough to see. So that's about it. Like I said, I'll have a couple of pictures here at the end of this kit and its slight progression. Hopefully I can get some captions in there too to kind of explain what I'm talking about. So thanks a lot. Appreciate everybody, and we'll be talking to you soon, or sooner than I have been, I hope. I've got some other things I want to get out there, so hopefully I'll be videoing again real soon. So have fun, stay out of trouble. Till later.